games. Whoop, let's go. Hursty games, and this how we do. Now it's time.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to another FIFA 22 video. Today I'm going to go through with you the best goalkeepers in FIFA 22. Now it's no mistaking, no escaping the fact that goalkeepers this year are disgustingly good, but there are 11 in my opinion that are just a little bit above the rest. Now I've mainly stayed within the main couple of leagues, obviously within the Prem, Liga Santander, Serie, Liga and the Bundesliga, as they are obviously the easiest ones to link. There are no special cards in this, so I'm not including icons or heroes or anything like that, mainly because I haven't used any icon or hero cards, but these are the best 11 keepers I've either used or come up against in FIFA 22. So yeah, goalkeepers are pretty overpowered. These ones are the cream of the crop. Without further ado, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and hit that sub button if you're new and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload. But for now, let's look at these disgustingly overpowered goalkeepers. Let's go. Okay, so we are going to start off with Ederson, and that is the main goalkeeper that I have used this year, and Ederson for me is very, very good. Now, there are some mistakes that he does make, and a lot of these keepers will make mistakes as well, but I have to say he is one of the most consistent keepers I've used, which is why I have stuck with him. I actually had Lloris before him. Lloris is not on this list because for me Lloris has not been very good at all, very inconsistent and made a lot of mistakes. But for me Ederson was a constant and was very, very good at that. So I think he's sat at the moment on PlayStation around 36,000 coins. I think on Xbox, for most of these I'd assume Xbox is going to be just a little bit more expensive. I'd imagine around 40k for Ederson, but I know for a fact on PlayStation he's 36. Obviously gets some good links. I run him with John Stones as his green link to get him the chemistry that he needs, and does very well. But Ederson for me, very overpowered. As I said, easy links into the Prem, to Man City especially, but also off to other Brazilian centre-backs, of which there are plenty. But Ederson is the first player on this list. Up next, we're not in FIFA 21, but Nick Pope is still very, very good. And for just over 1,000 coins, an absolute bargain as well. Again, just like previous FIFAs, this guy is very, very good. I would say maybe not as good as 21. I think 21 Nick Pope was just disgustingly good. You know, we're talking like Butland level good. But Nick Pope still this year, still very effective. The first few are all from the Prem, by the way, because I would say the Prem has the most overpowered goalkeepers. But Pope, again, happily makes it into this list, and for me is very, very effective. Now, the next keeper on this list is the cheapest, coming in at basically discard 750, and I don't think many people have used this guy. But yeah, Gaeta is outrageous. Gaeta is so good. I'd have to say I think he's ever so slightly better than Nick Pope, but Gaeta is very, very good. Do not sleep on this card because he is a hell of a keeper. And again, for discard, absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend, if you are running on a super budget and you need a Prem keeper, get Gaeta. I would get him over Pope. Of course, everyone has their preferences. Everyone has, you know, sometimes a keeper or a player will just work for someone. It could be that Gaeta just works for me, but Gaeta is honestly absolutely fantastic. And if I didn't have Ederson, even with the Lloris I have in my club, I would play Gaeta over the Lloris. He is that good, trust me. And obviously Spanish links off to plenty of other leagues and players as well. Up next after him, we have Martinez, obviously at Aston Villa now, not at Arsenal, but boy, is he doing a good job over at Aston Villa. Currently on the market, he is sat at 2.4k for an 84 rated card. That is disgustingly cheap anyway, but Martinez is, again, for me, I think he's possibly either joint second or second best keeper in the game. I genuinely do think this guy is unbelievable. I hate coming up against him. The best sort of green link into him, honestly, is it Courtney House? I think that's how you say his name. I think he's got an inform as well. I might be wrong on that one. But yeah, that's probably the best link into him, which is a real shame. So I would say you kind of really want two soft links into him to get those easy chemistry. But Martinez, for me, is an incredible goalkeeper and genuinely one of the best in the game. But up next, in my opinion, is the best goalkeeper in the game, and that is Edouard Mendy. This guy is disgustingly good, and again, for the cheap price of 1.3k, an absolute bargain. I cannot tell you enough how good this card is. Again, if I didn't have the Ederson that I'm holding on to for the sake of fodder going up in price, as and when Ederson hits a peak in price, I'm selling him and I'm getting Edouard Mendy in my team, because Edouard Mendy is that good. He is He's the Nick Pope of this year. For my humble opinion, Edouard Mendy is the Nick Pope of this FIFA. You heard it here first, all right? Very, very good card, very overpowered, and honestly, the best in the game. There's not too much more I can say to that. Rudiger, by the way, is a perfect link to him, or a strong link, sorry, not a perfect link. Mwah. One of the best centre-backs in the game as well, and he's less than 7k, or less than 8k. So, Mendy for 1.3, best bargain on this page. Up next, we're obviously now going to move off to a different league. 5 Premier League goalkeepers, I think, is just about enough. But Courtois, in my opinion, is the best Liga Santander keeper. I've played against Oblak. I wasn't that impressed. I've played against Ter Stegen. I think he's even worse than Oblak. But Courtois, for me, is the best of the bunch. And I have to say, I was very impressed with Courtois. Not impressed with the fact that he was a pain in the arse getting through my FUT Champs qualifications. But Courtois was an absolute beast, and yeah, I have to say, if you're running a Santander team, he's got to be your target for your goalkeeper. He is, again, in my opinion, the best Santander keeper, the best option you can get for a Santander side. Up next, we're going to go to Neto, also in the Liga Santander. He would be my second choice if you're on a bit more of a budget, because Courtois is coming in at about 26,000 coins, whereas Neto is sitting at around 2,000 coins. Brazilian and Santander, that's why he's obviously a little bit more as an 82, but again, for me, one of the better options for your Santander side. Now we're going to go off to the Bundesliga. We're going to start off with Trapp. Now Trapp for me is the budget best option at the Bundesliga, and he is coming in at 1,000 coins. And again, very, very good. I have to say, I think he is easy links. Obviously, German links to a lot of different players. But personally, I would say that I would probably spend the extra little bit of cash and get Castells, who in my opinion is the best Bundesliga goalkeeper. I've been using this guy in friendlies, which is why his record doesn't say anything. But Castells is something else, boys. I have to say, he for me is maybe second joint with Martinez, or maybe third. Actually, there's somebody else I'd probably put joint with Martinez, and we have not got to him yet. But Castells for me is in my top 3 goalkeepers on this FIFA. He is unbelievable. And yeah, Castells, genuine beast. And obviously links to some very good players. You've got the Lacroix, and he obviously will get a green link there, and then you can link Lacroix off to someone like Mbabu, and you've got a real nice start to a defence there. So Castells for me, definitely underrated in this game, and only 6k for a walkout. You're not doing too bad there either. Maignan, the only Serie A keeper I have on this list, and that's because I think he's the best of a bad bunch. I don't think there are some or many amazing Serie A keepers, but I think Maignan is still very good and still decent. Obviously, get some fantastic links off to French centre-backs, which there are plenty of very good French centre-backs this year. But Maignan, for me, definitely worth picking up if you're going for a Santander team. And I have to say, probably the only Santander keeper you should really be looking at, in my opinion. I don't think there are any others that are anywhere near as good as Maignan. And for 4,000 coins, again, it's the best you're looking at, and not too bad price-wise. But Maignan, for me, not quite as good as he was last year, but still very, very good. Kind of similar to Pope. Still up there, but not quite as good as he was in 21. And last but not least, the only Ligan keeper on this top list of 11, and for me, the joint second best with Martinez, that is Donnarumma. Gianluigi Donnarumma is incredible this FIFA, and at an 89 rating, he really should be, and he is fantastic, I have to say. 65,000 coins, though, isn't fantastic. The most expensive keeper on this list by quite some way. I think actually technically almost the same as all of these cards put together. Ederson and Courtois obviously adding up a fair chunk, but Donnarumma is very, very good. But the main reason he's that expensive is he links off to some incredible centre-backs. You've got Kimpembe, you've got Marquinhos, and that is honestly all you really need to link him to, either one of those two or both if you're feeling very adventurous. I have to say, for me, because of the price, I would say the only reason to pick up Donnarumma is if you have to get him for chemistry for like a Kimpembe or somebody else like that. Realistically, I think your best bet is honestly trying to get the chemistry elsewhere to any PSG defenders, and then get someone like a Maignan and Rudiger, a little combo going there to get the chemistry for him. But yeah, Donnarumma, I have to say, if Mendy and Martinez and stuff weren't so good, I'd say he's definitely worth the price. He's definitely fantastic, but he's very, very expensive at 60 plus K, and I don't see that dropping realistically for some time, because that PSG team is disgustingly good. But this is the top 11. As I said, if I had to rate them, best on this list would be Mendy. Second place would be probably Martinez and Donnarumma, and then third place would probably be Castells. And then I have to say, Gator is up there for me. Gator is very, very good. And I know I'm going to seem or sound crazy for even putting him on this list, but Gator's fantastic. I love this card. He's so good. So I highly recommend him to any starter teams. But let me know down below your thoughts on this. If there's any keepers that you've used in particular and really got on with, let me know down below. Obviously, this is just my opinion. These are the players that I've used or come up against and really struggled or enjoyed using. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, and the channel out a whole bunch. If you're new, then hit that sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you want to catch us on our live streams, Hursty Games YT over on Twitch, there is a link in the description. And while you're there, check out the link to our channel sponsors of M21 and Real Footy Prints. Code Hursty will get you a discount at both. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you soon. Akati says, and of course, wash your hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know.